All right, we're doing an audible. Desktop computer down, so we're going to go with the laptop. Go Boston! Woo! Connectors, what's up? DK here. Hope you're having a great day. Hey, it is the season of giving. Well, it's always the season of giving if you work in the nonprofit sector. We're always looking for people to give to our organization. But you know, when I'm thinking about this, I often think that we're saying the wrong thing right off the bat. We tell them, we'd love you to be a donor. I don't think they're donors. I think what we're looking for are supporters. But most importantly, we're looking for investors. So I want to talk about that today. Investors, not donors. Well, to me, first and foremost, the respect that you give somebody who is giving to your organization is immense. It's actually probably the most important thing other than protecting and having the back of your staff. I think the next thing that's most important for an organization, especially for an executive director to think about, is the treatment of your supporters, the treatment of the sponsors, the treatment of your investors. Now, the reason I think donor is not the best word for this is simply because donation, this idea, ties into this feeling of charity, another word that I wish we could get rid of in the nonprofit sector. I just really think that suggests extra or after the fact. You know, we think about charitable giving. The first thing that a lot of folks think about when they think charitable giving is end of year giving, is during the holiday season. It's sort of like you work and work and work, and if you have any money left over, if you can support us, we would greatly appreciate that. One, we do appreciate it, but two, that gives a sense of after the fact giving. And the truth of the matter is, in today's philanthropy, most giving is done throughout the year. It's with retail philanthropy, for example, where buy a pair of Tom's shoes and they'll send another pair of shoes to someone who needs a pair. You know, this idea of your retail shopping could create support. To me, that leans more toward an investment. This idea of investing, whether in yourself or in your community, investments are strong and investments are key. So I suggest to organizations, big and small, if they have strong donor bases or not, to really consider using investor and investment in their language that they're using and the messaging that they go out for. Because I really just do think it better speaks to what we need. We need investments in our organizations and therefore investments in the people that we are serving or the community that we serve at large. Investors are who we are looking at return on investment as you typically would with a dividend to a share, or if you're investing in a group where you first money in, last money out, whatever that is. That obviously doesn't change. The rules and laws don't change for that. But what it gives them is this peace of mind, this idea that your dollars are going to be protected as an investment would. We're trying to get the best out of it. The return on that investment is a return on community, ROC, return on community. So if we can get a strong rock, if we can become a rock, see what I did there? Rock. The strong return on a community will pay in dividends. Why? Because, well, if we are a homeless shelter and you are reducing the number of homeless in a particular community, that means you're increasing the potential of men and women out there finding jobs because of job placement and job training. Maybe that reduces the level of crime. Maybe that helps in the development of a particular area of town. So many things can happen because the nonprofit sector is doing the work that we do, that if you invest in this and that investment turns positive, many components within the community are going to thrive. So I think it just stands to reason that yes, you are donating, you are giving to one particular organization, but the larger picture, the larger snapshot, if you're a homeless shelter, if you're an art gallery, if you are working on a Rails to Trails, anything that has to do with the nonprofit sector, the larger picture should always be in place for some people to really understand that their investment in your nonprofit is it a larger investment in the community and therefore is coming back to you in spades. Your return on investment is strong. Strong rock. So how do you go about evoking this new change in messaging or just in phrasing? Well, it's pretty easy actually. You can stay with donors and donations and charity. You can. It's not a one or the other kind of thing. but start seeding this idea of investment when talking to a potential sponsor for an event, when talking to a corporate citizen. Hey, we're trying to get you involved a little bit more in the corporation's involvement in community development. Here's a great way to invest in your community. Just bringing these to bear, just a little bit at a time. I think you'll bear fruits on that very, very quickly. Because again, you're also speaking the language of the for-profit sector. They understand investments. They understand what it means to yield a dividend based on an investor and its investments. So just make sure you start thinking this way and start spreading it just a little bit to start talking about that. I don't expect that the sector is going to fall off the wayside and never use the word donor again. We have too much invested in the name. Again, it's sort of like the charity and sort of like our name in general, nonprofit, which if I had my, I'd just get rid of that completely because it doesn't speak to what we are at all. But first comes first. So let's just make sure that the people who are giving us dollars, their support of their treasure, understand that it is an investment in both the organization and the community at large. We'll start with there, we'll make our way through. Again, singles and doubles, we can still win the race with them. So my friends, I'm going to end it there, but get out there and start looking for investors. Look to investments and return on your community. Make sure that the people who are giving you the dollars, that are putting their faith in you and your program, understands that you're going to turn back a good return on community. And guys, I'm going to end it right there. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. My name is DK. I'm with Connect the Dots Movement. If you're interested in getting a hold of us, please email me right about here, doug@connectthedotsmovement.org. And I pinky swear, make sure I return an email back to you within 24 hours. Also, like us on Facebook. We can be found at facebook.com/connectthedotsmovement and also on Twitter at We Connect Dots. You can follow us there. You can ask questions in any of those places, but please be sure to like, share this video out if you're interested. And if you want us to talk, connect up with us because we're always looking to connect with non-profiteers and social enterprisers and community leaders and making sure that the champions of communities around the country get innovating, return on community. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me. I'm DK. Keep on connecting, everybody. Nonprofit power.